We're live, Nicholas.
Jim, how we doing?
All good. How are you?
How are we doing, Jim? How we doing? It always feels weird when we do it like this. We've got no control in the end.
I know. I've not got my TV on. I've not got my controller.
Yeah.
Just sitting here thinking, like, what do I do with my hands then?
Don Dapper, how are we doing?
Don Dapper, Tiny Tanker, good evening.
Tiny Tanker, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Let's have a look. Divine Comedy, shout out to you. Craig, shout out to you. Lonely Kings, of course. Thomas the Hunter, shout out to you. Thanks for joining us so early. Look at Don Dapper with the highs straight away. Love it. Love it, Don Dapper. Love the highs. So, podcast number 2 has arrived. We're finally getting around to it, Jimbo.
We are finally getting around to it. It took a little while. Divine Comedy, thank you very much.
Divine Comedy, thank you for the love, for the old tier 2 and tier 3 emotes. Love it. So before we chatted about our Twitch journey, didn't we? On the last one.
Spoke about Twitch journey, just basically why we started, how we got on, and all of that. So this time we thought we'd change it up a little bit.
We'll do a little bit on personal, Jim. A little bit about, talk about each other, off the record sort of stuff. Off the record, but everyone can hear it.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Off the record. Just our little gang. Just me, you, and chat. They'll keep it to themselves. We don't have to worry about what people think. No one's... It's just us guys. Just friends.
It's just us. And everyone's got to keep it quiet in the circle. Grey Matter, thank you very much. How we doing, mate? The Bears can see the chat. I can't lurk anymore. I love it. Thank you, Grey Matter. So the first question we've got is a really easy one. We've said it 100 million times.
So, just before we go on to the questions.
Yeah, come on.
How are you coping knowing that at any moment PS5s could come available for you?
Wow, that's a great question. Another thing I'm going to say, just pull me back a bit, Jim. I feel like I'm like 3 times the size. I am 3 times the size.
I can't pull you back. I can make your image smaller.
Smaller, yeah. I look like Andre the Giant next year.
There you go. You're actually smaller than me now.
Well done. Well done. Hey, that look like a little boy.
I've got no control over your camera. You are very close to your camera. We basically just get your big fat head. We don't get to see anything else. That's a bit better. Now let's make you a little bit bigger again. We'll get there, Nick. This is a professional stream, guys.
It's professional. This is behind the scenes.
There we go. That's better. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. No, a bit smaller. I'm over your head. Even with your perm, I'm still taller than your perm.
Jesus.
Getting the same height as your perm. A little flick back as well at the moment. The He-Man hair, Jim. I'm loving the He-Man hair.
I know. Well, when lockdown's done, I'll get it cut.
The He-Man hair. It's the Clark Kent little wiggle at the top, the front.
So it's
that little strand at the front.
My hair goes through stages. When it first needs cutting, it gets really messy because it's quite wavy, so it sticks out, and then it gets a little bit more manageable, and then another week or two, it'll be back to a mess again. And yeah.
Talking about lockdown, I need to get Lannykins to tuck my hair because all the hairdressers are shut, aren't they now?
I know.
So what was annoying, I was just back cut my hair before Christmas, and then obviously lockdown happened.
Tier 4.
Yeah, tier 4.
It was the whole tier 4 thing that got me.
Tier 84. And I thought, there's no point because I'm not seeing anyone over Christmas. Land knows what I look like, every day.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll wait till after Christmas. And then it got even more shutdowns. It got even more strict up.
I was planning on getting my hair cut on the Wednesday that we actually went into tier 4.
No way.
So
it's not good.
That
not good business, is it?
No. But my mum offered to cut it for me, but I decided against that. I think Nanny ever go. No.
Well, Lan can see now. She's had her injection today, guys. She's had a COVID injection. Yeah. She said it doesn't hurt, the needle, because I'm so scared of needles. It's unbelievable. But her arm is aching, absolutely killing tonight. Poor Lanny. Poor Lanny's in pain. So there we go.
She is. But she's got to have another one because it's 2 injections, isn't it? So it's
why?
Why
is it 2? Why? That really annoyed me. I won't lie. When I found out on the news, it was 2.
It really annoyed you.
Jim, you know what I'm like at
Nick Derrick's really annoyed that you need 2 injections.
I'm offended. It's called offended, Jim. Now
they've not done it because they couldn't be bothered to put it into one. It's obviously something to do with the effectiveness of it. The first dose does it up to like 70%, and then you need the second
85.
one. Oh, is it 85?
Not that I know what I'm talking about, but 85%. I've been told.
Yeah, I've read something like that. So there we go.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you got to.
I think I'll be okay at the 85. I'm not going for the second one. I'm not doing.
You won't have the first one.
I won't. But the thing is, if everybody else has it, I'm all right. I don't need it, do I?
The only way you're going to have this injection is if we sneak up, you don't know nothing about it, we chloroform you, and you're a hefty guy who's going to take a lot of chloroform, knock you out, strap you down, and then jab you while you're unconscious. I can't see any other way of it happening.
It's all going to go off. I'm absolutely dreading it. I don't do needles. I don't do injections. I don't do hospitals. It's just
elephant trunk. Give me the gun. Give me the gun. I want the job of shooting him. Everyone will want the job of shooting me. We can all have a go. You could take a couple of elephant tranks, I reckon.
Jim, leave off, mate. Leave off. I won't lie. I am dreading it. The last injection I had was TB. Do you remember the TB?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 13, year 8. You have to, like, second year senior. You have to have a TB.
And it feels like they're ripping your arm off.
I killed. And I've still got the scar. Who's still got the scar on their arm?
Yeah. Everyone, you get a scar.
Disgusters. And the thing I was telling Lanny earlier on, we was in a queue, obviously in the school queue. I was letting people go in front of me. I let 3 people jump the queue. So I'm thinking, what, fuck that, I stay back.
Yeah.
And then I ran out of people, and I had to go in. And I could feel it, like acid going down my arm, like dripping into my arm. It was disgusting.
The TB injection, I don't know why it leaves a scar. I don't know why it's worse than any others. But and I remember when they did it, I almost felt like she'd put the needle in, and then it almost felt like it was getting bigger while it was in there. Or it was an odd feeling. It was really weird. Yeah, and I remember everyone coming out crying, and then that day because obviously have it done at school, and everyone's walking around with like a blood patch on their arm.
Yes,
and and everyone's like, and maybe you have to have the little test before they do like the little pin test on your hand.
I forgot about that.
They do that, and if it reacts, you don't need to have the injection. But if it doesn't,
and
it was like a circle of like 5 dots, weren't it?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, they do it on your hand. They do it on your hand.
Yes,
they do it on your hand, and then if it reacts, that means that your body can already fight TB. I think.
Well,
but if you don't, then you don't have to have it.
What about you Americans? You Americans all had your TB. How old was you lot when you had your TB? I see Grandma said he hated his TB.
Liquid fire going down your arm.
It was just. I could feel it going through, oozing like a I don't know, Marvel film, just dripping into my body. It was disgusting. And measles. Do you remember
Don Dapper didn't have to have it. He reacted to the thing, so he didn't have to have the jab.
Oh, you lucky soul!
Oh, I say you go and have it done now. I say you request it, Don Dapper.
No, it hurts.
I say you request it.
No, thank. I love the way we started off this podcast on medical talk and injections.
And I'd like to say as well, grey matter, that you had now I did that as a kid. I lived in flats, and at the back, something had been broken up, and there was a piece of wood with a nail on it. And I don't know why I thought I could do it. I wasn't a particularly slim person back then, but I thought that I'd be able to balance on the nail. And I trod on it, and it just went straight through the trainers, straight into my foot. I had to have tetanus injection and everything.
Wow, Jim! What, you actually thought you'd balance on a nail?
I just thought I thought I'd be like a little ballerina. I thought I'd be able to balance on the nail.
Oh, I'd love to have seen that.
And it went. It's so painful. It was more of a shock than anything.
I bet your mum went mad when you come home and said what you'd done.
I don't really remember. I don't think. No, she probably just. Well, she probably did.
Yeah, she would have had a go. Should have had a go at you big time. But yeah, so my job today, I was the driver. I was the chauffeur. Drove her down there. Brought her home. That was my job. Nice and easy.
You saved Lenny's life today, Nicholas. You're a hero.
I did. I was an ambulance driver. Yes. I'm going to call it an ambulance driver. I was an ambulance driver.
Nick was a paramedic today, guys. Yes, saved a life. Yes. Saved a life.
Jesus. I lived up to my name of being Jesus, Jim. That's all I can say.
I'm not going there.
I bet you don't go there. But anyway, thanks to everyone for joining us. And if you're rewatching this on YouTube, thanks for watching us. We're the Chunky Bears. I'm Nick. That's Jim. We mainly play games like Dead by Daylight, Hunt Showdown, Call of the Wild, and The Forest is the games that we play. We started streaming in June last year. Absolutely loving it. Great community, really good community. We're doing Discord now in terms of loads of chat, loads of polls. We've got quizzes and plenty more ideas for this year on Jim.
We have. We're looking forward to 2021.
Yeah, we'll see. Get the old channel.
I'm not going to say it can't be worse than 2020 because everything can always be worse. I don't want to jinx us.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of the channel, I think we're looking forward to a brilliant 2021.
I hate people that say, oh, this is my year. I'm going to have a great year. Never say. The people that I know who say that have had bad years. Really, really bad years.
It's tempting fate.
Yeah. I was watching a YouTuber earlier on. He said, "Oh, this is my year. I'm going to have a great year," and I cringed. I was like, "No, don't say that. Don't say that. It's just ride the storm."
And I think, to me, I just think like there's just because you're now in a new year, like the 31st of December, nothing magical happens that night. Like the 1st of January is going to be exactly the same as the day before. There's not going to be any difference.
Yeah, it was just a Friday. New Year's Day was just a Friday. It was just another day, another battle.
Anyway.
And it's with COVID, it's getting worse and worse. Did you just see tonight? They're talking about you're not allowed to even go and meet exercising in terms of food. It's click and collect only. You can't go in there. Yeah, it's going to get even more and more. They were saying really big. I can't remember. There's another rule as well that I thought, wow, there's some big rules coming.
You're still allowed to go out for the hour a day?
No, they're cutting that down as well. I'm
prepared because the very first lockdown I was shielding, so I couldn't go out and do anything anyway.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
I remember that. Yeah. To be honest with you, I enjoy staying at home. Whatever I want's here. If I'm honest, the only thing I miss is seeing my family.
I would enjoy it a bit more if I lived with someone and if I had a garden.
Yes,
especially last year because you know what I'm like. I love a garden.
Oh, yeah. Too much.
Yeah.
I've got a good photo. I've got a great photo. I've got to show on Discord. Jim in my garden asleep with his legs out. It's fucking brilliant. I had to find that photo, Jim. And we was meant to be working. Me and Jim used to work together. We was meant to be working, and he's out there having a kit in the garden in the sun. Bless him.
Pinball. There are many reasons why somebody would not want to live with me. My anger is just one of them.
And your sleep talking, and your sleepwalking, and all the weird
sleep
eating.
talking and sleepwalking are another reason.
Writing help on windows. We won't even talk about you cutting your hair and things like that. They've all heard it. They've heard it all before. Everyone's heard them, haven't they? They're old stories now.
They all know what a weirdo I am inside.
On the subject of old stories, let's quickly go over how we met, just for new people who've never seen us before. Obviously, over to you. I'll let you explain it, some Jim.
So my best friend, who you all know as Lannykins, fortunately, I don't know yet, met Nicholas. And she fell madly, deeply in love with Nicholas, decided that she was going to marry him. I didn't talk her out of it for God knows what reason. And I was then forced to have Nicholas in my life as well. And I thought, right, well, let's make the best out of a bad situation. Life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I thought, fuck it. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to make Nick Derrick a friend. And, well, there we go. That's how we met. My best friend married him.
Yeah, that's the one. So
that's a long-winded way of saying my best friend married Nicholas.
But back in them days, we met. Just me and Lanny. Her real name's Alana. Alana is her full name, but we call her Lanny. I met Lanny online back when only weirdos were online dating on the dating websites. But now it's just like a normal thing. Now you just flick through now and stuff like that, isn't it? But back then, and then I sent her a message. Plenty of fish. I sent her a message, but you was with her, Jim, when the message came to Lanny. Yeah, you was with her.
I was there. And I can tell you guys, I can't remember what the message said now. I can't remember. But I remember it was a really sweet message.
It was beautiful.
It was a great message. And I said to Lanny, you should definitely message him back. Fuck's sake, Jim, what's wrong with you prick?
You love it. And then the first time I actually met Jim, obviously I met Lanny, went out on dates and stuff. She said, I want to introduce you to my best friend. So went round his house, ran his flat, and he offered to cook us dinner. Over to you, Jim.
I offered to cook dinner, and I'm a pretty decent cook. Like, I've had to cook for myself for a long time. I'm not too bad at it. And I make really good meatballs. So I said I'll make meatballs and whatever. And for some reason, I don't know why, I usually use like the 80-20 fat mince because it actually tastes decent. But for some reason this time, I don't know if I just saw the size of Nick and thought, fuck, really, this man needs help. I decided to get extra lean mince. I don't know why. I don't know if it was on offer.
We're both fat. There was no reason. Me and Jim are fat. Why would you? I
don't know why I did it, but I got.
I think you've been posh and poncy and trying to show off.
Because I even knew that fat in the meat tastes better than any. I don't know why I did it. It was probably cheap, and so I made these meatballs with this extra lean mince. And I'll be honest with you, it was disgusting. It just didn't have no taste. It had no taste. But Nick just completely smothered it in ketchup and ate them anyway. He was like, "No, these are good. I like these." It's like, no, you don't.
Nice.
The thing is, he didn't like the meatballs. He liked the ketchup. He liked the ketchup. It was just he just used the meatballs as his mode of transport to get the ketchup into his gob. So
it needed a lot of ketchup to save that meat.
It did. I even said, like, guys, do not, if you don't. I don't think Lanny ate them. I think Lana was just like, no, rank.
She refused. She had to go at you.
The spaghetti was nice. And fuck you, it was awesome.
Dry. Whoa, evening, that was dry. Very, very dry.
That's not. No.
You needed ketchup. Everything needed ketchup.
No.
There we go, Jelly. How are we doing, Jelly? Jelly, you love your meatballs. You'd have hated it. You'd have flipped the table. You'd have been fuming.
Yeah, I've never made that mistake. I never get lean mince anymore. Never get lean mince. Don't do it, guys. No, it's not worth it.
Pointless. No, pointless. So that's pretty much how we met. So Jimmy's my wife's best friend. We met like that, and over the years, I learned that Jim could take a lot of banter, and obviously, he's a very funny man. So we hit it off.
And I grew to love Nicholas. I did grow to love Nicholas.
You adore me. You adore me.
I do adore you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, moving on. That's a great way of going into the next question. How would you describe each other? So, Jim, I'm going to describe you first of all.
Okay.
Now, the first thing that comes to mind was you sitting in front of your camera with your back, with that wallpaper behind you. So, and also your food, i.e. the spag bowls, the meatballs the first night. And when we get out for dinner, you've got shocking food taste. Your taste of food. If Jim loves it, you will hate it. And it went on that we went on holiday last year with 12 of us. There was loads of us that went, and everyone agreed that when Jimmy liked it, everyone hated it.
So name one thing on holiday. All right,
Let me
finish.
You'll go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. In terms of how you decorate your house, is rank.
Nice.
Yeah. Actually, do you know what? I feel like this is the bit that I'm meant to say the horrible bits, but that it's ended up being horrible anyway. But your decorations are rank. Yeah. Your food taste is absolute rank. Your music, what you put on Discord when we first opened Discord, I deleted it. I was so embarrassed.
It was a very popular song. A lot of people, just because you're not cultured and you don't know it.
Put it on when we finish this stream. Put it on, and we'll do a poll on if it's good or not. It's just horrendous. Like, it was like French singing.
It's Papa
know what it was.
Papa Route.
It was dreadful, but his
Everyone
music was bad. So, and then obviously his TV shows, his films are bad. So I love him dearly, but the first thing that comes to mind is his taste in everything in life is disgusting. I'm meant to be saying nice things. So I'm going to move on.
I was going to say, are we going to get to the nice bits yet? So basically, you think I'm a cunt.
And the best thing about this is I've still got to get to the horrible bits. This is the nice
wow.
bits.
So this is my good parts. This is what Nick loves about me.
Fasten your seatbelts, people. It's going to get rocky out there. It's getting rocky. No, the things I do like, your personality is brilliant. You're very, very funny. You love banter. And the biggest thing I love is your sarcasm. You're very, very sarcastic. So, and I love sarcasm. So that's what I would say. And another thing, your loyalty. You're very, very loyal. Very, very loyal. So to describe Jim,
I feel like I should thank you, but after the bashing I just got beforehand.
So to go through, taste is shit. Yeah, loyalty's amazing, and he's very, very funny, very, very funny. There you go, Jim. So we finished on a high. It started off a bit rocky, but we got through.
Okay.
Over to you.
So I'm going to start off with the good stuff because I'd like to finish with really bashing you. So the first thing, you've stolen mine. You've actually stolen mine about Nick's loyalty. Nick is very, very loyal. I know that if I've got an issue, a problem, and I need help with something, I could phone Nick at any time, and he'd be there. So I know that. Very, very loyal. And his sense of humour. I mean, his personality itself is shit. I mean, he ain't right in the head. Honest to God, I could tell you things about this man that you probably wouldn't believe me. But his sense of humour is spot on, and I love that we can the banter that we have. What you see on screen is nothing. The shit that gets said between us when we're in person, you would be horrified.
Yeah.
It's
horrendous,
but it's hilarious because we know that there's no malice behind it. So we say the most vile, horrible things to each other. But it's just my reaction when he says something awful is I just laugh because
we are getting more like on our streets. You probably tell from if you watched us 3 months ago to now. We are getting we're starting to show you a little bit more of how much, how far we go with each other.
And I think that's probably a little bit because we're more comfortable, and sometimes I almost forget that I'm streaming, and we will say stuff that a few months ago we probably would have thought, oh no, I can't say that.
And we know that you lot can handle it. We've tested the little things, and we know like the pinballs and that, the Cassies, they shout to you guys, and the Don Dappers, the Jellies. They can handle it.
We know
which is good.
Yeah, everyone's good with it. Yeah, so that's what I like about Nicholas. Now, what I don't like about Nicholas.
Tell me what you don't like.
There's some things that I can't say I don't like. Like, he's a complete and utter princess. Honest to God, everything has to be his way precisely.
And but my way is the right way. No, my way is the way to do stuff. That's
there
why.
We go, guys. Princess. So it's not. I don't hate it about him, but it can be very annoying, and it makes me just my heart bleeds for Elena. I would also say he's slightly OCD when it comes to details of things. Like, literally, I could spend a fucking day creating something for the channel, and
no, actually, you did on Saturday. You done something all day, and we ripped it up, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But that wasn't because of you. You surprisingly liked it pretty much straight away.
And then we didn't use it because I thought
we didn't use it because your pictures you give me were shit. Anyway, you could do something and you'd give it to him and he'd be, that's the wrong shade of brown. Now bear in mind he's fucking colourblind. He ain't got a clue what colour it is. But he will say that's the wrong shade. No, that needs to be different. It looks horrible. Or that needs to be a millimetre to the left. Oh no, half a millimetre back again. It is a frigging nightmare.
But you agree when I ask you to change something, you go, yeah, that is better.
So sometimes it's things where it's like, yeah, that okay, what the change you've made there is good, but nobody, if you put the two pictures next to each other, not a person in this world would spot the difference.
They would.
They wouldn't,
massive,
guys.
Massive,
they wouldn't.
Massive.
But yeah, so that is very, very annoying. What else can I say that's annoying about you? There's so much. I've got to think. What do I choose? He always thinks he's right. He's always right. Always right. Always. Regardless.
I am always.
He could tell you. Oh, that's a bad choice. The sky's black, but yeah, anything, anything. And you could give him the proof, and he'd be like, "No, I'm right." So, I always say that. Actually, I'll tell you what the word is. The word, and I've said this. It took me ages. I used to say to Lena, "There's a word that encapsulates Nicholas," and I could never work out what it was. And then one day it came to me. Nicholas is entitled.
Yeah,
he's entitled. You can have that one. If you do something that frustrates him and annoys him, which is really fucking easy, it's like, why you do it? Like, you shouldn't be doing that. I don't like it. It's crazy. I could give examples, but I actually just think it'd embarrass him, so I'm not going to do it. It'd make him look like a cunt. And I've got to stop saying that word. I've said it twice.
Yeah, well, this is going on YouTube, Jen.
Yeah,
we can say it on.
It makes him look like a dick.
Thank you, Grey Man.
But overall, I love him dearly.
Thank you very much. And guys, if you're wondering why I keep looking down, I'm looking down obviously at the comments that you're putting through. So that's the reason why. Because Jim don't look at comments.
I'm looking at comments right now. I can relate to him. Lived with it for so long.
I'll talk about the things that I don't like about you, Jim. Now this is a big one, especially for us, like a gamer friend.
Sorry, say that again.
Can I take over?
What, you're going to say things you don't like about me now?
Yes.
Didn't you just do that? We've just done that. That's been done.
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. There's two things that I need to discuss and get off my chest. This is a cancelling session for us both.
All right, well, prepare for a fucking comeback, because I was just quite nice to you then.
Everyone roll their shoulders. Come on, everyone roll their shoulders.
Spit it out.
The biggest problem I've got, which is probably it's happened more since about November. It's really, really. It's that you think you're a better player than what you are. You've really showed yourself up.
Oh, let's not go there. Let's not go. Skip.
Can I finish?
Skip.
Can I finish?
No. Skip.
If we say finish, you got to finish. You with your bum stick is distinctly average. You've got to be better than that. And you go around thinking you're amazing. All you do is just run up and bash people. You don't do anything classy. There's no skills to it. And you still struggle. You need to be big. If I'm honest, we should be winning every single game on Hunt Showdown because you got boom stick. On Twitter, on Facebook, everyone's saying about how easy it is with a boom stick, and you just
play with a boom stick. Play with a boom stick, and you tell me how easy it is.
Dead by Daylight, you are horrendous. Every follower's Friday on Dead by Daylight, I'm watching back the stream and seeing how bad you are, and then you're so quick to whinge and moan at everybody else. You're just not a gamer, mate. I know you come into gaming late, but you're struggling, and I think you need to start practicing off stream.
Can I say my point?
Yes.
I'm not great at Hunt Showdown. I'm not great at games. all the games we play, it takes me ages to actually be able to do it properly. Nick is a much better gamer than me. However, at Hunt Showdown, I am now a better player than you.
You mean that, don't you?
Yes. 100%.
That's what annoys me.
I know it annoys you.
I'm proving it every single stream at the moment as well.
You've had a few good streams.
Months. Few good months.
No.
I reckon late October I'll start getting rid of.
No.
I'm chucking it out there.
Oh, are you having a laugh? Are you being serious?
I promise. Late October. Over the festive period, and then since 2021, fuck me,
you've had two good streams. Two good streams. My kill death ratio is still much better than yours, and mine's shit.
Ages ago, and you're dropping like fucking flies.
I mean, yeah, I've had two bad streams. No. I've had two bad nights. You've only had two good nights. And to be fair, the only reason you look good is because I've not been great. The only reason you look good is because I've not been great the last two streams.
Our water bill is going to be massive because Glen's having to throw water over me every stream because I'm on fire. Our water bill's getting out of hand, and I've got to calm down.
Pinball, I don't know who you're referring to, but yes, Nick actually believes this waffle. Nick actually believes this waffle. It's embarrassing.
Hell fucking yes.
It is shocking. And we've got a new vote. We've got a new poll. New poll. Who's better?
A live poll. Live poll.
Live poll. I mean, they're always live, but.
Yeah, but I can tell.
Nick, you are shot. You are so bad at Hunt. You are so bad, and you think you're so good. So again, this is another thing that annoys me with gaming with him as well. Is it's the entitled thing. If you're doing something and you get in his way, he's getting my way. Like he owns the map, and I should have been thinking, I'm going to go through there, but let's make sure Nick's not there first.
Yeah. Yeah,
Pinball. No, he means this. Nick actually thinks he's a decent Hunt Showdown player.
Anyway, the next thing. Ready? The next one.
Go for it.
You're getting tired on stream a lot. You've got to calm down with your tiredness. You've got to get more sleep. You've got to eat more, and you've got to sort your heating out. Yeah, that's getting out of hand, Jim. That's getting out of hand. And you're smoking every stream, which is shocking.
I'll have a cigarette when I want a cigarette.
I'm embarrassed. No, I'm embarrassed that you're putting yourself having a. I said to you the other night, last game.
I'm embarrassed when you call your.
Mate, I can't be saying 8 minutes from there. Pebbles, how we doing with it?
Dance, Nicholas. Dance.
I haven't got the music going.
Ground Falls, thank you very much for your sub.
Thank you
5 months. 5 months. Ground Falls.
It's mental. It's mental. I must admit. Jim, you got to tell me that sound didn't come through to me.
Okay.
So I didn't hear
Have
that
you not got your OBS open?
Yeah, I have, which is weird. I don't know why. Again, annoyingly, only the second time I haven't checked it, and you moan at me.
And it's not working.
Yeah.
Well, that's your fault for not checking it.
Anyway, back to, please, can you sleep more? Eat. Can you have a nice little meal before
I've had maybe 1 or 2 streams where I've been tired. Work has been absolutely mental at the minute. You know the hours I've been doing.
I'll just playing the violin. Everyone's got to go work. Even I'm working again now, Jim. Means nothing.
Oh, you've done 2 fucking hours, Nick. Calm your tits. You've done 2 hours. You've done 2 hours. What time did you get up? 11 a.m. You got up at 11, did 2 hours work, ate your food, had a kip, took your wife to the hospital, come back and she's cooked your dinner while you sat there like an oaf.
20 past 6. So I was up. I was all morning. Then I was an ambulance driver. Then I was an ambulance. Done my second job, and then come back.
I knew this was going to go this way.
Anyway, but all I'm saying is, please, can you stop smoking on the street? That's my next one. Yeah, is that fair?
If I really need a cigarette, I will have a cigarette.
Why are you needing? You're meant to be enjoying yourself on streams.
I'm enjoying myself. I do enjoy myself on stream. I don't only smoke if I'm not enjoying myself. It's part and parcel. I've also cut out sugar as well. From what that is what it is. That's why I can't do the full 3 hours. I've smoked a lot more. I've cut out sugar. I get bad joints and skin if I have sugar. So I try to cut it out as much as possible. And over Christmas, it was just a sugar fest. So now I've cut out sugar. And sugar and smoking kind of go hand in like it's very tough. And yeah, I've just clocked. That's why I've found it tough the last
Sugar.
couple of streams. Yeah. It's only just dawned on me. It's only just dawned on me.
This is why we're doing this counselling session. That's
Oh,
what we're doing.
that's amazing. You should be a counsellor. You should be a counsellor.
I threw it out you, Jim. I'm a counsellor. I'm an ambulance driver. I'm a recruiter. I'm a streamer. I'm a podcaster. I'm Jesus. That's everything. That's everything.
See, that's what I find embarrassing. You find it embarrassing that I might have a cigarette. I come off screen for 3 minutes. No one knows what I'm doing. You find that embarrassing. Only because you mouth off. And yet you declare yourself as being Jesus every stream. And you do fuck all.
Did I save a life today? Did I save my wife's life today? Yes. In the discussion.
Looking after you, she's going to be dead before her time anyway. So you've extended it for a little bit. Anyway, let's move on.
Before we move on, was there anything you wanted to say more about me? Or are we moving on?
You're an arsehole.
Thank you. Hobbies. Jimbo, talk to me about your hobbies. What does Jimmy do away from streaming? Away from streaming, what do you do?
So I've got a few. I don't know if you'd call them hobbies. I've got little hobbies. Like this sounds really sad, but I quite enjoy cross stitch. I love doing cross stitch. Why is that so funny?
It's just you with your fat fingers. I'm thinking your big bare heads trying to put it through the little holes.
I quite enjoy cross stitch. I love my music. I watch quite a bit of TV shows.
Pinball, what's cross stitch? Pinball's asking.
Cross stitch is where you get Google it. Fucking hell, Pinball. Google it. Jesus.
Jim, he's asking a nice question. Jim, show some respect. He's asking a nice question.
Cross stitch is where you get a sheet, like a square piece of fabric, and you get string on a needle, and you pull it through, and you make a picture out of crosses.
That's why he doesn't retract. That's why he doesn't retract. Because if someone asks him a nice question, he loses his mind and flips tables because someone asked a nice question. Shocking.
Sorry,
apologise
Pinball.
to chat.
Pinball. I apologise, Pinball.
Yeah. Do you know, I was genuinely interested.
Sorry, Pinball.
I just pulled you up on this. I just pulled you up on your attitude on stream. Bang out of order.
Sorry, Pinball. Do you know what though, Pinball? You should actually Google it and have a look. You might enjoy it. But I made Lanny. You won't. A picture of like a bear holding a heart, and I wrote on it.
Len, have you got it?
We're not over, Pinball. You're not done with me. You're not done with me.
I think she's grabbing it for us.
I wanted to know from some. Well. That's lies, Pinball. We're not done.
That's why you're not the favourite bear.
You basically just... Nick's going to give you an example. We're not finished.
Let's see if does that show on there or not?
No, it's too dark.
Too dark.
Yeah. Try and tilt it. That's it. Come back a bit. That's it. Come back to where you... Yeah, that's kind of it. Now move your fat hand with the shadow.
I'm trying to get underneath. Yeah, can you see it?
So that's like a me to you bear holding a heart and then it says something on it. It does. Pinball, be nice. I've apologised. I did make that, Pinball, yes. Out of thread, you just kind of... Someone banned Pinball.
Trash, I love it.
He'll forgive me.
I wouldn't forgive you.
So, yeah, I've got little things like that. But off stream, I do a few other things. Like, I haven't done this for a while because of COVID and self-isolating and stuff, but I actually... volunteer at Samaritans helpline. So for the American people, Samaritans is a suicide prevention phone line, hotline that you can call. Like it's free phone and stuff like that. So I do that once a week. Well, when I'm doing it, not there at the minute because it's a tiny little office and I've been chilled in and stuff. But I do that. I forgot what else I was going to say. There was one other thing. Oh, sign language. So before that, I did an evening class in sign language. I got to level 2.
Say Nick is Jesus quickly in sign language, Jim.
You can't be done.
I guess he can be done. Come on. Come on, Jim.
Can't be done.
Jim, come on.
It can't be done. There's no such sign for Nick is Jesus. I can show you Nick is a dick.
No. Show me Nick is Jesus. Just show me Jesus.
I'm not actually sure what Jesus is. I don't know Jesus.
Well, you crap it in it. We'll retire from your hobby.
There we go. I'm shit here.
That's one request that you can't do it.
One word, Jesus. That's anyway. I don't know Jesus in sign language, guys.
Shocking. Fortune, how are we doing? We're just chatting.
Fortune.
We'll get to know the Bears podcast we're doing. It's going to be going up on YouTube. So thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you. We're just chatting, general chat. So
I can finger spell it. I think my screen is backwards. So I don't know if it will. So yeah, J E S.
Same thing 4 times.
Sorry?
You've just said the same letter 4 times. It's rubbish.
No, E and U. E, U. They're two different, and that's J.
Rubbish.
There we go. Well, I'm rubbish at sign language. And
you're rubbish at fucking cross stitch as well, it looks like.
I'm brilliant at cross stitch. I can guarantee at some point people was going to ask me to do something in cross stitch.
Yeah, I think you should. We'll put it up the store. Grey matter. He's probably the same grey matter, but he's probably done it wrong. If I'm really honest.
Yeah. American Sign Language and British Sign Language are very, very different. In America, you do it all on one hand. We use both. Yeah. Every country has it different, and even within the country, there's different signs in different areas. There is 22 different signs for the colour purple.
A bit silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the deaf people got to know all 22?
No, they know they would. It's very regional as well. So
yeah.
Pimble, that's a lie. That's a lie. You do like me.
Very fortunate. We've got them off tonight, mate. Just because obviously we're doing the podcast. That's why that's not working. It will be back. It will be back on Followers Friday. This Friday, they're all going to be back. It's just we've turned all the sounds off and that for while we're chatting. That's all.
So Nicholas, what about you? What are your
hobbies? My hobbies is I like shopping, especially in America. I adore shopping, big time. Yeah, you do. When we went on holiday last year in America, in the outlets, you just sat there, didn't you, eating and drinking stuff in your face outside.
Well, that's what you do. See, this is what I don't get. Why you like shopping? All you do is just sit there and wait for Lanny to come out of the shop.
I go in my shops, and Lanny goes in her shops, and we've got shops that we go in together. We've all got different. And normally my ankle's gone by a lot as well. But I love shopping. Autographs. I've put it on Discord a few times. All the autographs I've got. Side signatures. I've been into that since I was a kid. Used to collect autographs and follow celebrities when I was a little kid, and I don't do that anymore. But I still collect ones and put them on my wall. Got like a VIP man cave, bear cave, should we call it? So on that side of things. So, but yeah, and the most important, going out for meals, Jim. I love going out for dinner. I just love going out for dinner, going out for a nice meal, fish restaurants, Chinese, Indian. TGI Fridays, all that sort of American stuff.
You do like your meals. Who doesn't?
Apart from going out with Jim when he falls off his chair. Jim, we went out for a lovely Indian. You've probably heard this story before, and he fell off his chair in front of everyone.
I did not fall off my chair. As I went to sit down, Nick took the chair away, and I crashed to the floor. And nearly dragged the fucking table down on top of me.
You should see it, guys. He was grabbing cups, plates.
There was no cups on there was no plates on the table.
There was plates. They were set up for the Indian restaurant.
There were no plates. There were no plates
Lanny,
on the table.
There was. And it all bundled
cutlery.
Down.
There was cutlery.
Candles and stuff. There was
cutlery. They bring out hot plates when you order the food. There was no plates on the table.
Had the underplate out ready.
No, Nicholas. There was no plates on the table.
Jim,
that's another thing Nicholas does. He exaggerates. He's like his fucking mother. You're like your mum. Stop exaggerating.
Lanny was there. Chad was
Lanny,
there.
put it in chat. Was there plates on the table?
It's not my fault you fell over. It's not your fault that I fell over. You've never gone back to that restaurant since, have you?
Yeah.
Have embarrassment.
Yeah, we've been back. I've been back with you.
Indian or Chinese? I'd go Indian. If I was on death row. There's a question, Jim. I know we've done this one before as well. Death row, your final dinner. What you having?
It's too tough.
What you having, Jim?
Too tough.
No,
it would have to be it would probably be an Indian.
What dish?
Oh, butter chicken, keema rice, a cheesy keema. I had a cheesy keema naan the other week at Leanne's. Cheesy keema naan. Amazing.
Nice.
What about you?
Yeah. I like the keema arms though. You've got to go with the keema arm with the mince meat.
Yeah, this was a keema arm, but with cheese. Cheesy keema arm.
Oh, cheesy! So there was cheese.
Yeah,
and,
it was
and
it was a keema naan
Wow.
with cheese melted on top. It's a cheesy keema naan.
All right, Jim, do you need another fag?
I'm just saying. The clue is in the fucking title.
I didn't hear the keema bit. I just heard the cheesy naan.
It was a cheesy keema naan.
Jim,
guys.
you're starting to offend everyone tonight. Calm down. You had a tough day, Jim. You had a tough day. Have you had
It has been a tough day. I actually finished work at 4:00 today as well. I'd had enough.
Calm down. So my answer would be a Big Mac meal, chocolate shake. Got to be done. I've got a. It's not my favourite dinner. It's Big Macs are not my favourite dinner, but I've got to be loyal. I've got to be loyal to that Big Mac sauce. I think that. But also pie mash and liquor. You Americans, I know you've probably never had it, but pie mash and liquor over here is gorgeous. Not the northern crap that all pinball and that have up north. It's the East London pie mash and liquor. Beautiful stuff. So
it's good to have you back anyway, Fortune. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's very good.
And Divine Comedy, what a question.
What's that? Was it if you had to live in the States, where would you live? Oh, come on, you must know me by now. Orlando. I missed Orlando, Disney World and all that. Big time for me. Jim, over to you.
I've not been to many places. It would probably be Orlando just because of everything that's there. But
you've done Vegas, New York.
Yeah, but they was holiday. I wouldn't want to live in New York. I probably wouldn't want to live in Vegas.
Why not? Tell me why.
I don't really know. It's a nice place to visit. I just don't think I'd want to live there. But then I've not seen the suburbs. I don't know what do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's tough to say. I can see why
you're saying Vegas. I can see why you want to live in Vegas because obviously Vegas is a strip. It's got the bars, restaurants, and that. But then you want normal life. But New York, I'm surprised they've got everyday stuff.
Yeah, New York. It's just it's never.
Just not for you.
Not for me. I don't think I'd want to move to a city. Maybe if I was younger, if I was like early 20s and decided to move, maybe New York I would do and get a good job there and stuff. But
now you're 47.
Now I'm 29.
Be honest, you're 47.
I'll be honest, I'm 37. No, I'm not. I'm 38. I was 38 a few weeks ago. But I wouldn't want to live there now. Not that I'm a bit older, but it'd probably be Orlando. But then I like the idea of Texas, but I've never been there.
Oh no, because Cass is there. Fuck that! I ain't going nowhere near.
I'd move in with Cass. Her brother can move out.
No. I'm not going anywhere near Texas. It's a shame because I imagine the barbecue used to be amazing there, but definitely not.
I'm ignoring your abuse, Pinball. You're just hurt. You're just hurt.
If we go anywhere on holiday, it'd be back to Orlando. Me and Lanny went to Orlando. Like we've been going to Orlando. I've been personally going to Orlando since 1990, and I couldn't say how many times I've been. Me and Lanny have been going since 2009, and obviously with COVID. And we had an Orlando book this year. We was going in November this year, but we're not going to be doing it. One, because I haven't worked for a year, so financially we can't do it. And number two, it's just not the same at the moment. With everything going on, it's not worth going. It's not worth going. So they're the two reasons. Jim, holiday, anywhere you want to go.
Also, just to go back to Pinball's comment, you'd rather move in with Trevor. I would have to move in with Cass and Trevor, and then I'd sneakily get Trevor to decide that we're going to kick Cass out. I love Cass dearly. I don't know if I could live with her. And Fortune, do you know what it is? It's the chunky. I love the chunky, but I've got two of them. They've just recently, but I need a big mug like this. I need a big mug.
Talk about mugs. I've got a. See if you can see that one. That's the Follows Friday one. Can you see that, Jim, or is it too dark? It's the Follows Friday one.
Pinball, you're such a shit stirrer. Stop it.
What's he saying?
Cass knows how much I love her. There's no beef between me and Cass.
There should be beef between you and Cass. There should be.
Not at all.
Big time. The things you say about Cass behind off stream is shocking.
It's all lies.
There we go. Let's see if that matches in. So that's the Follows Friday one, guys. It's got Ghostface, and it says, if you think adventure's dangerous, try Follows Friday. No one gets out alive. Which is so true, especially when I'm going to be killer. Big time.
Pinball, Big time. I couldn't live with Nicholas, but I love him dearly, and I've said it several times.
I can live with... What? But no comment on that one.
Deadliest Duo's here. Evening, Deadliest Duo.
Deadliest Duo, good evening. How are we doing? I was thinking of you. Do you know what? I thought to myself last night. I haven't heard from Deadliest Duo for a little while, and then I realised you was doing your 4 days straight. So I look forward to streaming again. And hopefully you're around on Friday for Followers Friday for another game. Another game, definitely. So
I'm a little bit jealous that he's got 4 days off now and I ain't.
Oh, beautiful! Absolutely beautiful.
I would,
So, Jimmy,
I would do good at 4 on, 4 off.
moving on. You're not good at anything, Jim. Moving on. Something that they don't know about you. A little story, something that's happened in your life. Something they don't know.
Ooh.
What you got, Jim?
Why don't you go first while I have a little think?
All right, my one's quite a bad one in terms of it's a little story that I think I've told this one before, but I don't want anyone looking at me any differently. I don't want anyone thinking, oh, he's not a nice bloke, that bloke, sort of thing.
Everyone thinks you're an asshole anyway.
Yeah, so I haven't got much to lose, I must admit. But when I was younger, this is what's going to surprise you. Being a chunky man, I used to do every year the 24-hour famine for charity. So for 24 hours, you was allowed to drink water, but you weren't allowed to eat or anything, or Coke or orange juice. It was just pure water for 24 hours. Now, at that time, I was a growing lad. I liked my Mars bars. I liked my Kit Kats. I liked my crisps. It was a tough 24 hours. It was a struggle. I won't lie. But I was so proud of myself because I ate a lot. I was so proud that for 24 hours I didn't eat. Yeah, but I was so proud of myself. Now this is where you know, I don't want people to look at me badly. Obviously, I used to get sponsors. My family sponsored, friends sponsored, teachers sponsored because it was in school, it was part of school. Teachers sponsored, and I'd get the money. So I'd get the money in, and I'd look at the money, and I think I'm so proud of myself. I need to treat myself to a Mega Drive game. So I'd go up to game as a kid, not tell my mum. Tell my mum I'd saved up my pocket money, which I hadn't. It was the money from the famine, from doing the famine. So I'd meant to send this money off to charity to help people. I felt like I deserved the money because I'd starved for 24 hours.
Entitled.
Yeah. That does go right with that one. But I felt like I deserved it.
That is just shocking.
So, but I really did. I felt like I deserved the reward. I'd gone 24 hours with no chocolate, no crisps.
So just to clarify, there are people suffering in famine, starving to death. You did a 24-hour fast to get money to pay for food for them to eat because they're not eating, they're dying, they're getting sick.
Yes.
But because you did 24 hours without eating, you felt that your needs were suddenly above their needs and you deserved a treat.
No, I deserve Streets of Rage 2. Streets of Rage 2 is what I deserved. And by golly, Streets of Rage 2 was a great game, and I played it for many years. And I never felt bad because I used to look at that game and think, and when I played the game on the Mega Drive, or the Sega Generous, I think they call it in America, I used to sit there and think, I deserve this game. I starved for 24 hours for this game. That's how I felt. I'm sorry, Jim. I'm hoping everyone still loves me. You know, do I do a little donation now because I feel a bit bad? Yeah, could do. So. Anyway.
Do you know what? It's a shocking story, but it's so you. That encapsulates exactly what Nicholas is.
There's no lie.
These people suffering in other countries didn't deserve that money as much as Nick because he did a 24-hour fast for them.
I don't think I've even told Lanny that one. I don't know. I think I've told her that one, but I'm not too sure. But when I was thinking, what can I say? You know a lot about what I do, who I am, and stuff like that. And I thought, let's think of a story. And I thought of a gaming story. My thinking behind was, let's get gaming. Obviously, I bought Streets of Rage 2, and it went from there. Jim, over to you. I love you all dearly, people. Don't hate me.
We still love you, Nicholas, despite your flaws. I noticed that he said Sega Generous rather than it's meant to be Sega Genius or something. Genesis.
I know. Genesis. Sega Genesis.
Sega Generous.
Yeah.
I can't think of a story about saying that is firstly appropriate to say on here, and secondly, you don't already know.
What about why don't you get your bag? Why don't you get your bag? Jim. No, I don't know.
I mean, I've got so many, but I just don't know if I can say them on stream.
Johnny, I feel bad, Johnny. Don't. I feel bad. I'm going to do a donation, guys. I'm going to do a donation. The criminal.
That is terrible. Evening, Johnny. And yes, that is... He should feel totally ashamed. How old was you, Nicholas?
Would have been year 8, so 12. Well, I did it... Do you want another bit? I won't...
Oh, here we go.
My mum and dad are going to watch this as well on YouTube after. So, mum, dad, I'm sorry. I actually did it for about 4 years because every year I got more motivated by it. So, being a salesman that I am now, I used to be able to talk a lot as a kid, as you can probably imagine. So, the next year, I'm digging myself deeper, Jim. Stop me. I used to think to myself, right, I can get 2 games this year. If I do my 24-hour family, I'm good at selling, so I'll talk people into giving me more money and tell them how great I am. And I've done it last year. And then, but in my head, I'm thinking I'll get 2 games, 3 games. The more money I make this year, the more games I get. And it rolled. So anyway, Jim, over to you.
So basically, the first year you did it, you didn't eat for a whole day for starving people.
It was 95.
The second year you did it, you didn't do it for starving people. You did it for yourself. The first year, you did it for starving people. After that, you were just doing it for yourself. That's terrible.
Anyway, Jim, moving on. Tell me, all right, we'll change this into biggest regret stories. What's your biggest regret?
Oh.
What's your biggest regret, apart from meeting me?
I've not really got any regrets because I always feel whatever I've done has led me up to where I am now, and I'm quite happy where I am. If I've got one regret that's kind of a regret, is I wish I'd come out a lot earlier. I waited until I was 26. I wish I couldn't have done it at school because I would have got torn apart. So I couldn't have done it at school. I'd have got beaten up every day. But I wish at college. I wish when I got to college, I wish I'd have come out. That's the only. There's other things that I wish I didn't do, or wish I did do, but they're not things I would change because he's got me to where I am. But that's the one thing I think I would change.
So you was 26 when you come out.
I was 26 when I come out.
And you sent a text message to everyone, didn't you? If I remember.
I did, yeah. Well, the reason I did the text message was because I'd known for a little while that I was going to come out. I knew I wasn't going to. Up until about 25, probably, I just thought, well, that's it. I'll just never have a relationship. I'll never meet anyone. I'll just live a life like this and just, tell people that I'm happy on my own. And then I realised that actually that's not going to work, and I do want to come out. And it took me ages to build up how I was going to do it. And I decided that at the time I had three very close friends, Alana, and 2 others, and one of them was called Tracy. And I went bingo with Tracy one night, and I hadn't planned to tell her. I'd not planned who I was going to tell in what order, but we was there, and it just felt like the right thing, so I told her. And I got home that night, and she reacted how I knew she would. She wasn't bothered at all, but the idea of having to go through that over and over and over and over again to that build up of, I'm going to tell them later. I just thought I don't want to do that. So I decided at 3 a.m. I did a text message, just a simple one, just saying, just so you know I'm gay, blah, blah. And I sent it just to everyone in my phone book. It went out to everyone. And do you want to know Lanny's response? She actually spoke to me the next day, and she said, "You're lying." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "I don't believe you sent that to everyone." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She thought that I had, because I'd been out with this Tracy, and her other half was an arsehole. And I think Lana said she thinks he had said something. So I'd sent Lana this text to trick Lana into saying, "Oh, I always knew you were." But, yeah. So, yeah, I did. I come out at 3 o'clock in the morning. On my light, Lanny actually got me this. You're not going to be able to see it. But on the lighter, it actually says on one side, heterosexual is so yesterday. And on the other side, it's 23rd of the 11th, 2008, 3 a.m. That's the date and time I come out.
There we go.
So that was Melannikins.
And we love you dearly, Jimbo. We love you dearly.
Thank you very much.
We love you dearly.
Just looking at the question of did they know prior to you coming out? I don't. My brother did. He'd confronted me about a year before that. I don't know. You'd have to ask Lenny. Really, I don't. I think. I don't know. I don't think they did. I don't think people knew. They knew that I had. Well, I had a few girlfriends, but no, they didn't know that I had. Well, I don't know how to answer that. No, I don't think they did, but they probably knew on some level.
Yeah.
No, fortune is not easy at all.
That was good. Good answer, Jim. Good answer, Jimbo. I like
Thank
that
you very
one.
much.
I like
And just
that
quickly,
one.
just to answer Grey Matter's question at the end there, I wish I'd done it I wish I'd done it so long before. I wish I'd done it at college. I just didn't feel confident enough. I didn't like myself, I suppose, but it's the best thing I ever did. And I can honestly say all my friendships, all my relationships with everyone is 100% genuine now, whereas before it wasn't. No one really knew me because I wasn't out to anyone. I didn't have this odd person that knew. It was a blanket, nobody knew. So even like with work colleagues, as soon as I'd come out, I felt a difference in our relationships together because I wasn't lying all the time, I suppose. So yeah, it was the best thing I ever did. And I'd always say to anyone that is thinking about coming out, you've got to do it in your own time, but try not to put it off. You know, some people can't come out if they're living at home with their parents, but definitely don't drag it out. Definitely do it as soon as you can.
Yeah.
So yeah, back over to you, Nicholas.
Well, that.
I don't even know where that come from. Where did that come from?
I don't know, your heart, Jim. It come from your heart. So there we go. Two totally different stories that weren't prepped and stuff. Was one of them. So
yeah.
Anyway, let's talk. Going back to gaming. Let's go back to gaming. That's why we're all here, of course. So right now, games that we're playing.
Jim's us for real. Sorry, Nicholas.
What games are we playing right now? Why we're playing it? What we're enjoying about it, and things like that. So, Jim, I know you've got an obsession over the last
week.
Yeah, I was going to say week and a half. Week. Jim's got obsessed.
So,
Jim's obsessed.
As you all know, I've played Dead by Daylight for a little while now. We always play Followers Friday. I'm not particularly good. I very rarely play off stream. If I do, it's just with Nick. If we're going to go on and have a few games and that's the game, then I will play Dead by Daylight. And I prefer Killer over Survivor. Survivor actually gives me anxiety. I don't like being chased, and it will give me anxiety. On a Followers Friday at the end of the night, it's tough to sleep because I've actually got anxiety from it. But anyway,
it's not telling you guys. That's real.
That is real. So anyway, Nick, what was it that? No, that was it. Nick started talking about. No, I had 1 million points, blood points. I had 1 million blood points. And Nick was saying, I can't believe you've got all those points, blah, why have you not spent them?
You weren't spending them.
And I'm like, I've got a maxed out Killer and I've got a maxed out Survivor. I'm fine. And I always play Survivor on a Friday anyway when we're doing the custom game. So it didn't seem like a big deal. And then Nick started to show me his perks on his Killers. And it's like, they're great perks. Why have you got all of them? And he told me about the teachable perks. So it's like, okay. So like, Nick said, you need to get Nurse's Calling. So how'd you get that? So, well, you get the nurse and you use all your points to get her to level 30 and blah, blah, blah. So I did that, got that, and I started... Anyway, it's now got me obsessed with Dead by Daylight. I'm working hard to get my teachable perks, basically. I've got my Nurse's Calling now. I want Tinkering from Hillbilly. And I'm just obsessed with points. I've started doing the daily challenges. I've started doing the archive thing as well. Oh, it's
took a day's holiday
yesterday. My life.
He took a day's holiday yesterday and played all day as well.
Well,
you took a day's holiday from
I took
work
a day's holiday, and I did play for a little bit, but I just took a day's holiday because I needed the break.
Hours. You played for hours. For hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dead by Daylight is my game at the minute. Obsessed.
And last week you've been really obsessed because you want those perks. You want to do other killers, don't you, as well? Because Jimmy just, I think most of you do, but he's Freddy. He likes Freddy, don't you?
Yeah.
What ones do you want to do, Jim? What ones are you looking to open up?
So I've got Nurse's Calling. I need to get Tinkering. Now the other ones that I want, and I don't remember the names of them, but there is the one that. What are they, Nicholas? What's the other one? There's...
Well, the other one, when it gets to 70%, the generator explodes and tells you. Yeah. When there's 2 people on the generator, or 2 or more people on the generator.
Yeah, maybe
Fortune to know. Yeah, you want that one. The barbecue and chili for the extra blood
Yes,
points.
barbecue and chili. Yeah.
Barbecue and chili. So
Yeah.
there we go. That's it. Discordance, whatever it's called. Yeah, that's the one, Fortune. So
Yeah.
Cash,
So,
Cash has just turned up. Cash,
Cassandra.
we're an hour and 10 minutes in. We have not shut up for an hour and 10 minutes.
Cass, the first 10 minutes, we were just sitting here talking about you and how good you are and how much we're looking forward to Friday. You missed all of that.
I love it. It's a shame. We are looking forward to Friday, though.
We
are. Point that out, so I am looking. But yeah, mine's the same as yours, Jim. For the same reasons, I'm all about Ghostface. Yep. I love me Ghostface. I really. And because I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, the 73 or 74 version, whatever it is, the other day, I really want to get into to being Bubba Leatherface. I really want. I bought him. He was the first killer I bought to get barbecue and chili to get the extra points, and I never used him. I used him twice, and I just kept on running into walls. And I thought, I can't. This is too hard. So I stopped. I'm going to go back and practice and be him. But me Ghostface, I love my Ghostface. So definitely. And the other game I'm playing, Planet Coaster. Divine Comedy, you still watching? Divine Comedy, did you buy it? And I was chatting about to Divine Comedy about. I know that Don Dapper's got it. I know that Jelly's got it. And that, Jim, you would love Planet Coaster.
Do you know what my problem with that is? I would love it, and I would get addicted to it, and I would play it immensely, like my life depended on it, for about 3 weeks, and then I'd get bored. I did it. I bought 2 Point Hospital. Loved it. You know, I literally could not go to bed because I wanted to carry on making my hospitals. And then one day I'm just like, I'm done. Yeah. I've done it. Fortune, yes,
I will say that's very different though.
Yeah. I know what I'm like with those. I was the same with like Farmville on your phone all those years ago. Addicted. And then I just get bored of it. So Fortune has said, if you enjoy playing Freddy, might I recommend Make Your Choice? What is Make Your Choice? What is that? I'm assuming that sounds like I don't know if you're saying help me make a choice or if that is a perk.
Sounds like not a perk. It sounds like an extra thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like the
possibly. Yeah. So, Fortune is literally like my go-to. Fortune and Mumsy are like my go-to people when it comes to Dead by Daylight. They just seem to know everything.
Yeah. They know their stuff. They definitely know their stuff. So, but no, going back to Planet Coaster, what I love about that is that you don't just put a ride like the old theme park years ago. You just put a ride there. This one, you design the track. You design the track, the layout, the spins, the drops, and then you put the setting around it. It's all like cowboys and stuff like that, like a wilderness lodge, water features, light features. You can even do a fireworks show at night. You can pick what fireworks go off or explosions of letters and words. Brilliant game. So I think I agree with you, Jim, on your one that you in terms of your hospital one. With this one, I think it keep your attention. I'm on my third part now, just because I'm getting better. I'm learning more and want to grow it more. So that's my thing, big time. There we go, Jim. There's your answer.
Oh, that's interesting. So exposed status, is that where they're highlighted, I assume? So I need to also build up the pig to get that perk as well. So get unhooked.
That is a really good one. So what was that called? I really want that big time. You have to get the pig. They're on sale at the moment, Jim, as well. They're like £3.50. They're all on sale, just to let you know. Killers. Yeah, that's what I bought. I bought the clown 2 nights ago because he was like £3.49, £3.50 instead of the £7.
Ah, I thought, perfect. One shot. Okay. Sorry, Nicholas. I keep interrupting you.
That's right. I know you.
So if they're exposed, it's one shot. Okay.
He's obsessed. I told you guys, he's obsessed. It's like, fuck off, Nick. I don't need your shit. I'm trying to learn. That's what he's doing. Guys, that's it from us. From like in terms of the general chats that we was going to chat about. We've gone longer than what I thought. We're like an hour and 15 minutes. I was thinking about an hour, but obviously we had a lot to say. So, Jimbo, I'm going to open it up to anyone. If anyone's got any questions for the Bears, anyone wanting to ask us anything, or either put it into chat and we're open up. If you want to come on live, we'd love you to come on live and ask us, come and chat to us. Come in the waiting room.
You go in the waiting room, I'll bring you over to chat so you can...
Yeah, we'll bring you over on that one. So come in the waiting room. Any question, it can be gaming related, life related, what we want to do related, anything.
It can be a weird, wacky question. It could be a...
The weirder, the
Trick
wacky, the
question,
better. Yeah.
anything.
Just go for it. Throw a question at us anytime. We'll do like a couple minutes of questions, and then we'll finish up, of course. So the clown is really weak, but it's getting a small buff. Fortune, that's the reason why I bought him. I've never been interested in him at all. Got no interest. I heard that he was going to be quite good with the buff, so that's why I bought him. It was only £3, so I thought even if he's rubbish, it's worth having. And I've been watching a couple of YouTubers where you throw smoke, and one obviously always slows down, but the other one speeds you up a little bit. And I quite like the look of that one. So Jim, just to explain that one. Say if you're chasing a survivor and you're really quite far behind, you throw this like glass jar.
Yeah.
The jar smoke comes out. You run through the smoke, and it makes you run faster. And you can catch them up.
But that makes is that the one where if the survivor runs for it as well, they go fast as well?
Yes, it is. Okay. But they're going to be so far in front. They've got to come back. They've got to come back on themselves.
Just like we've got Grey Matter in the chat. Grey Matter.
Yeah, get Grey Matter in. How are we doing, Grey Matter?
Can you hear us, Grey Matter?
You there, Grey Matter?
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
yeah. How are we doing, Grey Matter?
Sorry about that. In the waiting room, they don't allow you to talk. But doing all right. How you bears doing?
All good. Thanks very much.
Very good.
One, thanks for watching us, first of all, on our podcast. And number two, the best moderator on Twitch. He's been with us for so long. Thank you so much for everything you do for us.
Pretty much day one, wasn't it, Grey Matter?
Yeah. Thank you for being an amazing mod and looking after everyone. Thank you, Grey Matter. Yeah.
So the question I have for the Bears, do you guys have any role models? I was wondering about that.
Oh, role models. I like that one. Jim, have you got a role model apart from me?
Apart from Nicholas.
Great question, Grey Matter.
That's a brilliant question, and I wish I had a good answer, but I don't think I have.
Caught the Bears off guard.
Absolutely. I don't know. What about you? Answer first, Nick. Let me have a little think.
Mine's an old boss, a really old gentleman in his 80s, a multi-millionaire, nearly a billionaire. I used to work with, and I worked with him for about 8 years and learned an awful lot in terms of sales techniques, making money techniques, and things like that. So he was massively a role model for me in terms of work life, how to work, how to be motivated, stuff like that. So. He's the one, and he taught me there's no such thing as no. Anything can be done, anything can be achieved, and he nailed that into me every day. So, his name's Jack Petchy. He does a lot of charity work as well. He's a great man for charity.
He actually gives the money to charity. He doesn't go and treat himself. He doesn't go and treat himself.
Jim, I was 12, Jim. I was a little kid. I wasn't an adult. I was 12. I want to point out. I was a kid.
I'm trying to think of.
Jack Petchy.
Yeah, Jack Petchy. And it's I'd never heard of him before. And then we obviously met Nicholas, and he was working for him at the time. And I started to see him pop up on different things, like on different, mainly charity things. Actually, it was mainly charity stuff I see him on. Yeah. And wasn't he on a TV? Not on a TV show, but there was something about.
News.
Yeah, it might have been the news. Yeah, I remember you saying.
The amount of money he gives out to charity and stuff and things like that. So, but he done cars and he done holidays. I worked for him selling holidays. I used to work in the travel sector selling holidays. So that's how, and he made me a sales manager and stuff like that. So that's my answer. Grey Matter. That's my one.
Excellent. Thank you.
For me, I suppose I've got. I tend to take it a little bit from pretty much most people that I see at some point. Everyone's got something they've done or something they've come up against that has, they're things that I'd never have to. And sometimes there's people that I just, so for example, again, going with the boss, an old boss of mine, she was diagnosed with MS at 38. She also was a type 1 diabetic, and she had a whole host of problems. But she had a great job. It never held her back career-wise. She had a lot of medication that made her very ill, and she was always chirpy. You never see her feeling sorry for herself, and so sometimes I see people like that, and then if I've got an aching knee or something like that, and I want to bitch about it, I do sometimes think, I think of someone like her that I just think if she can, I never heard her moan hardly at all. So if she can deal with all that, I can deal with what I'm going through. So yeah, I think I take a little bit from a lot of people, if I'm honest with you, Grey Matter. I do try to look at what I can learn from people, I suppose, is a way, especially at work. Especially if it's someone I don't like. If I don't, I've got a thing where if I really don't like someone at work, I will try and find a positive about them and then see if that's something I could learn.
You do so well, and then you start getting nasty. You did so
That
well.
wasn't nasty. That wasn't nasty. That's a genuine thing.
Nasty.
If there's someone at work I don't like, I do try and find something positive about them and see if it's something I can learn.
I like it.
That's been quite a good thing. That's a brilliant question, Grey Matter. I wish I had a better answer.
Yeah. Grey Matter, thank you very much, and thank you for all that you do for the channel. Absolutely remarkable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Grey Matter.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, any other questions? Jump in. Pins, you coming in?
You can type them. You can jump into the chat.
Pinball, you coming in?
What if there isn't a positive?
Ask a question.
Do you know what? If there isn't a positive, I just have to learn to love them the way they are, Pinball.
I like that one. What first got you into Dead by Daylight? Mine, every game is Jim is me. Mine was Tibby. Tibby, one of our followers, I was watching him stream one night really late, and he was being a killer, and he was very aggressive being a killer, effing and blinding and swearing, and I like that, as you all know, I like that sort of streamer. And he was going mad, and I'm thinking, got a lot of passion for this game. He's getting very angry, and then obviously I asked him what you do, and he said about he's chasing people, stopping them from doing generators, and then I loved it. I adored it. And straight away, I think that night, I think it's 3 a.m. Me and Jim talk a lot through the night. As you all know, I'm up till like 4 a.m. I rang Jim at 3 a.m. Jim, I've got a new game for us to stream when it was one of them. And then luckily, Jim liked it as well.
Nick's got very good taste in stuff. I tend to trust his recommendations. If he recommends something, I do generally go for it. And Dead by Daylight exactly the same. Hunt exactly the same. I don't really look for new games. I'm not really a gamer in that way.
But I've got a role for Jim. I've actually got a job for Jim. What's my role, Jim?
He is my director of entertainment.
I have a budget that I can spend every month on games, films, and stuff like that for him.
Yeah, he's my. So again, it is places to eat, places to go, games to play, films to watch.
Yeah, gotcha. Any other questions before we go? Any other questions, Jim? Have you got a question for me?
Where do you think it all went wrong, Nicholas?
In life or
your personality mainly?
My personality has always been like this since I can remember.
I would love to blame Shelley, Nick's mum. I would love to blame her and say,
now
you coddled
she's
him,
gonna watch this.
You made him a little prince, and now you've ruined him. But I know Shelley, and that woman doesn't coddle anyone. That woman does not coddle anybody. So I don't know what happened with Nick.
No, definitely. My mother, Shelley. People used to think that I had a big head because of my mother. It's not because of my mother. I can assure you now. If anything, she's my biggest critic. Would you agree with that, Jim?
No, 100%. Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Lenny's very close behind.
Oh yeah.
I've got a question for you.
Go on.
Have you got a bucket list item? Either just a proper bucket list item as in before you die, or just something that you want to achieve or do this year?
In terms of streaming, 1,000 followers.
Okay.
That's an easy one.
Ooh,
that's 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
We've just got 410, I think we're sitting on now. We might have under 400 after a few things that were said tonight. So thanks for sticking with us, guys. Please don't press the unfollow
button. Guys. We apologise.
Remember, you all love Jim. Please stay for Jim. Everyone stay for Jim. So 1,000 followers by
that's
New
a liar,
Year's
Pinball. That's a liar.
So that one. And in general life, get my business back on track. Obviously, I've had to have a year off, and it started off quite well this year. It's getting busy again, which is quite surprising. I had a placement yesterday. A girl started yesterday in a law company, so very good news. First invoice. It felt weird charging people money for me services again. So get my business back on track.
Very good.
Jim, over to you.
I suppose again streaming. Yeah, 1,000 followers would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something. We've not really spoken about aims for the channel, have we? That's quite.
No, we never do. We just turn up.
We
do it, and that's it. Yeah, we never.
So yeah, maybe we need to get down on paper for ourselves a little bit of what we'd like to achieve this year with streaming. I think 1,000 followers would be great.
I think with regards to in life, I don't know, but Twitch, you could let yourself down. It's such a grind, and it's so hard, guys. If you are thinking about doing it, obviously do it because I fully recommend it. But it is hard. It's very, very hard.
Do it
very
for fun.
hard.
Make sure you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if you're successful with it, that's brilliant. That's everyone's dream, isn't it? But just make sure you enjoy it. But yeah, we should probably get some goals down for this year. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
In life, I don't know. A few career things. I'm really enjoying my job. Well, I'm crazy busy at the moment. I'm not enjoying that part, but I enjoy my job. I've got a good job. So I suppose just not losing my job is a career goal this year.
That's a great one.
At the moment, things are very dicey. I'm quite lucky in terms of half of our team got furloughed at the beginning, and I was one that didn't. I stayed on, so I think that's quite promising for me, selfishly. But I don't know. Maybe redecorate my flat this year. I don't know. I think a life one. I would love to go. I want to do an Alaskan cruise.
I'll be with you, Jim.
Alaskan cruise is definitely.
Yeah,
is definitely something I want to do. Go back to Las Vegas is something I'd like to do.
For a UFC fight, I'd like to go Vegas and watch a UFC fight.
Yeah,
that's what I'd love. Big weekend. I know Conor McGregor's fighting in a couple of weeks. Obviously, he's not in Vegas, but something like that. Big fight, big name, or big boxing. Not that there's many. You know, obviously Tyson Fury and that's out. No, but there's not many big boxers anymore, like the Mike Tysons of the day and that. But yeah,
I definitely would go for a UFC fight.
UFC fight would be amazing.
I would definitely go for a UFC. My brother went to the Conor when he fought
Mayweather.
I think it was that fight. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. I can't. No, because I was with him. I was in Canada with him when that happened. He went to one. He did go to one at some point, but it looked great.
Good photos, didn't he? Jimmy's versus Nicholas would be a good fight.
Jimmy's versus Nicholas.
He'd lose.
I would say Nick says this. Nick's never seen me fight.
I've seen a lot of things, Jim. I know that I'd be okay.
Never seen me.
I just want to go back. Divine Comedy. Your support has been amazing. You know, with your tier threes, your love you give us, watching us, lurking us. It's been amazing.
Gift,
so Divine
subs,
Comedy,
all of that. It's been
very appreciated. Yeah, very, and the subs as well. Very, very appreciated. So thank you, Divine Comedy. Thank you, Jimbo. We've gone 25 minutes over what we planned.
We have. We have.
Let's wrap it up.
Just quickly, Jim, didn't you fight off 4 men in the tube one time? I want to know what that's. I don't know if that's referring to something.
There was a time that the woman woke him up because I don't know if you're thinking that story. Because I left him, I got off the train and left him asleep, didn't I? And let him go all the way through London.
Oh no, I think he's talking about Jodie's hen, where I got absolutely smashed.
Yeah,
I'm not an aggressive drunk. So I probably said things I shouldn't.
If Lenny weren't there, he would have been in a lot of trouble.
I'd have been dead. I'd have been dead. No doubt about it. I would have died that night. Lenny saved my life.
And then he got really abusive to me. When he got home, he come back here for a little while.
Yeah, that was joking though.
Yeah, no, then he come back here. Have we still got that video, Len?
It doesn't matter. You're not sharing it. You're not sharing it.
I have got the most amazing video. I wouldn't be able to put on Discord because it's too long. If I can get, I'm sure Len's got it. I'll put it on our YouTube channel. Wow. Like I say, fasten the seatbelt. He gets very abusive and very rude to everyone.
But do you know why? Because
you're very drunk. You're very drunk in it. I'll let you off.
The funniest thing about that night was Nick's dad come and picked us up from the station to bring us back to Nick's. And I don't remember this, but I got told it the next day. I couldn't get out of the car. And Nick's dad assumed I was so drunk I just couldn't get out of the car. So he come round to help me. Well done him for thinking he could get me out of a car at this size. He come round to help me out of the car, and I couldn't get out of the car because I had my seatbelt on.
Yeah, he forgot he had a seatbelt and he got so he's pulling himself up while he's got a fucking seatbelt on, the idiot.
I don't remember it.
But back to my story. My story is when he come in, we said we're gonna have when Jim gets picked up by his dad. His dad was picking him up from here to take him back. Yeah, we said when you go, Jim, we're having a McDonald's. He was so offended that we was having a McDonald's without him. He was fuming, and me being me, and that. We wound him up a little bit more, obviously, but made him fight. I'm going to really enjoy my McDonald's when you go, Jim. Because he was so drunk, he got really, really...
It was just pants.
Not horrible abusive, but he was fuming. I
was upset. I remember being very upset. I remember being heartbroken.
He was offended.
I remember being heartbroken. Yeah. I remember thinking, the top quality about Nicholas is his loyalty, and yet he's doing this to me.
But I did it on purpose to wind him up. Because he was so drunk, he didn't click what I was doing.
No, it was just bands. I knew what they was doing. I was just joking.
And then when he left, he was ringing me, phoning me, abusing me for having a McDonald's after he went. It's a great video. I'm going to
be honest. That was a great night. That's probably one of the best nights out I've had with Lanny. It was brilliant.
That's because you're so drunk and disorderly.
We went to a burlesque show in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No comment.
I did get very drunk. And Lenny, like I say, Lenny saved my life.
She did save your life.
She did, 100%. Lenny could probably tell you more stories about that night than me, because I genuinely don't remember much of it.
No joking, he would have been on a track. He'd have been on the train track. There's not joking.
I don't know about train track. I don't know about that. We was coming down really steep escalators, and I was in front of Alana, and she had her hands on my shoulders, keeping me upright. Otherwise, I would have gone down.
And he's a big man. He's a big man.
He'd have done some. The station would have had to have closed for a couple of days for structural repairs.
Oh, shocking. Jim, any final comments before we go?
No, just everyone, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We hope that we kept you entertained without any games going on.
Yeah. And no, thank you very much for watching. And if you're watching on YouTube on the follow-up, thank you very much for still watching us on YouTube. And if you haven't checked us out, check out the Chunky Bears on Twitch. Like I say, we play the Hunt Showdown, Dead by Daylight, Call of the Wild, and The Forest. So please join us on that, the Chunky Bears. Yeah? Jimbo?
Yeah. Just one last thing for pinball. I look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Better watching Jim's gameplay. I love it. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.